Hi y'all, this is Larry from deep South Texas. It's May 2nd and it's time to take another look at the garden. And let's start off with the sweet corn. It's looking really good. Some of it is maybe 8 feet tall. And we have ears starting to come on. This is the candy corn sweet corn. And then I planted an earlier variety, and it's looking good as well. Some nice ears coming on here. So, should be picking sweet corn in about a week, I think. The tomatoes are doing well. We have lots of tomatoes coming on. None of them are ripe yet, but there's bunches coming all over. More flowers. These are the beefsteak tomatoes here. They're looking about the best of any. Let's go take a look at the Romas. So here are the Romas. Several tomatoes coming on. Not quite as big as last year's tomatoes, I don't think, but they're starting to come on. And the Cherokee tan pumpkins are taking over the garden. We had a couple blooms last week, and I can get a picture. This one looks like it's setting on. This one looks like it's setting on a pumpkin, and I think that pumpkin looks good. There was another one earlier that looks like it's drying up, so I don't think we'll get anything off of that one. But that one pumpkin looks good, and there may be more in there, but there's no pathway to get back and look. And in fact, they've been growing down this path as well, and I think they're sneaking into the other half of the garden. Looking good. The leeks are doing great. They're just doing great. Let's see if I can get a picture of one of them down close. So, looks like we're going to have a pretty nice leek crop this year. And the celery is doing good as well. So, 4 pots of celery, and they're all looking pretty good. The turmeric has started to pop up. We have a couple here. And the ginger is also popping up. So all three of these ginger barrels have ginger coming up now, so real happy about that. It takes a long time for them to show up. You really wonder what they're doing. So I have peppers growing in this bed. These first 4 here are pepper rossinis. I don't really see any peppers coming on. Maybe there's one in there someplace. And then here are 4 plebanos. They're looking pretty good. And a jalapeno here on the end. Got some other peppers we planted earlier. Let's go take a look at those. And these 2 peppers on the end of this bed were from seed I took off of a pepper wreath I have hanging in my kitchen. And it's pretty strange. This one has some peppers on it already, if I can find them. And some of them are growing up, and some are growing down. So there's one there that's growing down, and on the plant right behind it, the peppers are growing up. So there must have been a mixed variety of peppers in that wreath. And here are a couple more platanos, and then some green peppers here. Sweet peppers. The eggplant's looking good. Lots of small eggplants. And I think I got one down here that needs to be picked. So I'm flush with eggplant this year. So I haven't planted my sweet potato slips yet, but they're ready, so that will be happening this week. Let's go take a look at them. So here is where I'm growing my sweet potato slips, and it looks like I've got plenty now. And beyond these, I found 3 others in some of the other garden beds that are growing, either from potatoes that I missed last year or little potatoes that came out of the compost. So we're going to get these planted. I think the onions are about done for the year. A little bit disappointing size-wise. There are some pretty nice ones, but not very many. So back to the drawing board on onions. My Bluelake pole beans are doing well. They're flowering and starting to put on beans. They're still kind of small yet, but they're doing great. I just planted these over here where I planted cucumbers last year because the cucumbers didn't do very well, but these beans don't seem to mind it. And my rattlesnake beans have finally started to grow. So they're beginning to climb the trellis. These are supposed to be good beans for the heat of the summer. And the heat of the summer is on the way. Also, finally, the cucumbers that I planted have germinated and are starting to grow, though they're being pretty slow about it. My pineapple is looking a little sick, kind of yellow. I guess I probably need to put some more fertilizer on that. The moringa is growing, though it's not doing as well as it did last year. So I have one plant here that started a couple seed pods. These are the long, thin, curly ones. I have 2 varieties of moringa, and the other one produces shorter, fatter seed pods. They get about a foot long. These can get about 3 feet long. Anyway, I'm going to let these grow. So this is really the best time of year for my garden. Everything's growing well. It's still not quite too hot for the tomatoes to pollinate, so things are looking good. Real happy with where we're going this year. Though it seems like we're about maybe a month behind where we were last year. And my 5 new chicks has grown to 13. A bunch of different varieties, some ocelotes. There's one ligern in there, and some others. So we're going to have a lot of new chicks this year. And on top of that, I have a hen that's gone broody, and she's sitting on 7 eggs. Well, I hope you enjoyed this look at my garden in early May. If you did, please hit that like button. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and please subscribe. Thanks for watching.